Hey everyone, it has been a while, I know, but I am back here. It's Shite001 in Gaming in the Keats, here to bring you not only the conclusion of the Berlin Liga and the results of the league itself, but also changes that are going to be coming to this channel and what to expect next upon this channel. So it's just basically a general overall channel update, if you will. So at first, let's dive into the results. Okay, so first of all, congratulations to Borcha, who got first place in the league. They were playing on the French ETC team this year, and so yeah, it was a lot of fun. Not only playing against them, but also everyone in the league. So just absolutely special thanks. Thank you so much to everyone who I played against, to every opponent. It was a blast. I truly enjoyed my experience. And I hope at some point to be able to play you all again next time around. So going into, I guess, my standings here, I got 5th place overall with the Demon Legions, and I had 2 goals. My first goal was to get into the top 4 into the league, which I did not accomplish. I was edged out by 2 points. But the second goal was to be averaging more or at least 10 points per game, which I was able to accomplish. So I'm happy that I accomplished one of my goals just for the league itself. And yeah, the MVP was the Miser. She kicked some butt. She tanked a lot of damage, sniped a bunch of expensive characters, and kept her points in all but one game. Versus the Courtesan, she gets an honorable mention here, but the Courtesan gave up her points a bit more readily than the Miser did. Of course, that could also be to just my poor playing, but hey, there you have it. The Miser basically gives you a nice cushion when you make mistakes of just being such a tank. So yeah, I really enjoyed playing demons overall. They're not my first army, but I learned a lot, and I just love the theme and the versatility of a lot of the different units, and just being able to take different manifestations for what you want each unit to do and how they work together. I think has just been really fun to play. So yeah, there you have it. 5th place overall, but I am not fussed one way or the other. So thank you again to everyone, and yeah, I hope to be seeing people again in the future and playing some Ninth Age. Okay, so as the text under the Gaming in the Keats title suggests, yes, I have officially moved back to the United States. I moved back in September. Ah! So I've been back for just about a month. Yeah, so I need to give a bit of context to kind of sum up everything, I guess. So I moved to Berlin in September of 2019, and I went to Berlin for a master's. I went for a master's in social work as a human rights profession in one of the Hochschules, and that was right before the pandemic, so about roughly like 6 months before the pandemic hit. I have to say I met some incredibly just wonderful people throughout this experience living in Berlin, and yeah, I'm just incredibly grateful for the people I have met and will continue to be in connection with. But the original plan was to move to Berlin, get my master's, get a job, get my language certificate, and start working. And I purposely put off playing the Ninth Age during this experience, at least in person, until I had gotten my master's. And so I actually did end up getting the diploma, getting the master's in 2022, and that's when I kind of allowed myself to I guess break into the Ninth Age community in Berlin. So but it really wasn't, I didn't start playing until 2023, which is this year, at the beginning of this year when the Berlin Liga started. And so that was actually my first game of Ninth Age in person in Germany. Was the first game against Vampire Covenant, so that was pretty cool. But unfortunately, things did not go 100% to plan. Things actually things really rapidly fell apart, I would say, due to a lot of the experiences I ended up living in the city, and throughout those 4 years and throughout the pandemic, those experiences took a massive physical and mental toll on me. And ultimately, with the help of both my friends and family, made the decision to move back to the United States to heal and restabilize. I'm not going to go into the detail of these experiences, but a lot of my close friends know essentially what went down. And I'm not going to lie, I'm actually really happy to be back here in the United States and seeing friends and family again. Like, I'm very, very happy. Admittedly, like, living in Berlin these last 4 years has been like a very bittersweet experience, because on the one hand, I've met just some incredible people and I have really valuable experiences that I've picked up. I've gotten my diploma, got my master's, and I got my I did get the language certificate, so I am actually eligible to work in Germany. So I do have the option to come back to Germany and work in the field of social work if I so choose, which is pretty cool. And who knows, maybe connect with more Ninth Agers, not just in Berlin, but say in Hamburg or Bavaria. But on the flip side, I've also had these intensely, like, just trying and I'd say traumatic experiences as well during the pandemic and post-pandemic. So it's time to restabilize and see what direction I am going to be going in next, because quite honestly, I don't know. I truly do not know. But so more context into that direction. I'm also a musician. That's what I did in the United States before I moved to Berlin, and I'm potentially, if things work out, in the process of finishing up this third album that I'm working on, like this contemporary jazz album, and we'll be hopefully touring in Europe or Southeast Asia within the coming, the goal would be to at least start something within 2 years of that. So once things are stabilized, I can start planning there. And so that's sort of like the overarching life picture here. But that everything now is in the context of, okay, I've moved back to the United States. So big move. Yeah. So on to what is next. That being said, I do intend on doing more battle reports here in the U.S. I'm a part of a gaming group here called Titans of Ninth Age, and I'll be getting more battle reports in with our gaming group. We're based out of Baltimore, out of the Titans Games and Hobbies in Timonium, Maryland. And our group is growing. It's all to the help of Vamps in Maryland. He's been really actively trying to grow our Mid-Atlantic group and has been succeeding quite well at it. And so I'm going to be looking to do more battle reports with our group, as well as showcasing more hobby stuff. As you can see here, I've magnetized my entire demon army now and added some new units, and also my Scourge / Courtesan / Omen model, the Marathi Shadow Queen in the back, is almost done. So I'll be showcasing some hobby stuff throughout the channel as well, and I'd also like to do some list and book reviews. I have a few tournament list reviews, but I'd like to bring in more of those. And I want to try some book reviews as well, so I'm probably going to start with the Dread Fleet, because Dread Elves is my primary army, and I'm incredibly excited to dive through that supplement. Furthermore, as I've already mentioned, we have the Titans of Ninth League. Well, no, I haven't mentioned that. Excuse me. So, inspired by my exploits, perhaps, Vamps of Maryland has decided to create a Titans of Ninth League, in which players in our area are competing in a league similar to that of the Berlin Liga, at least with some similar rules, but we've also added our own changes to it, so we have some different stipulations upon playing, but you'll be seeing battle reports that specifically relate to that league, as well as I will be partaking in a couple of tournaments. I already partook in one this past weekend called Mountain Mayhem, which will be... I don't have every battle reported on, but I have at least the first 3 games reported in my results. So you get to find out what happens there if you're interested. And then going back to the more general question here, is the name change of the channel. So I have 2 thoughts on this one. The first thought is, because I'm no longer based in Germany, it doesn't necessarily feel appropriate for me to have Gaming in the Keats as part of my channel name. However, at the same time, part of me is just like, well, Keats can, of course, apply to any neighborhood or district or whatever, regardless of where you live. I don't know. But that's more of a, philosophical notion of like, well, what is a neighborhood? And what words do we use to define it? Is it exclusive to every language or not? Or to a particular language or not? But that aside, I may end up just changing the name and some of the logo and artwork features of this channel. However, I'm not going to get rid of any of those videos. What I'd probably end up doing is just making a separate playlist in the channel that refers to Gaming in the Keats. And, I do intend on going back to Berlin at some point. I do want to get more battle reports in with people in Berlin, if not for just like friendly games. And so, yeah, like I definitely want to continue gaming in Berlin at least. So I'm of 2 minds at the moment. I'm still not sure of whether or not I just say, just keep the name, keep the artwork, fine. Change some of the artwork but keep the name. Or change the name, change the logo, and just put all the Gaming in the Keats stuff in a separate playlist. But hey, that's where, if anyone has an opinion about that, post it in the comments. Please be respectful about it. I can go from there as well. So I'm not feeling strongly one way or the other about it. I'm still just trying to, I guess at the moment, I'd say stabilize and go from there. And yeah, so here's some hobbying stuff. I have been working on my Marathi model. I know that y'all, if you've been watching my videos, you've been seeing mostly a white or just a gray-based model, but she is underway for sure. I do hope to have her up and running. Let's see, probably by the end of the year. And yeah, I'm excited how she's turning out. Just showcasing a bit of a bit of the hobby aspect here, as well as a new unit that I'm bringing in to keep with the theme of the army. Most of it's bird themed or anything that has wings, essentially. In fact, almost every model has wings. So I've kept with a bird theme here, gone with those Games Workshop Griffhounds, and they're going to be my Hellhounds. And they did make a debut in the Mountain Mayhem tournament, and so you get to see how well they do. But yeah, I'd say overall, with this whole experience, being in Berlin and basically playing the Ninth Age in Berlin, it has been a very welcome escape, I'd say, from everything that has been happening, not just in my life, but just in the world in general. But at the same time, one does have to strike a balance in terms of like getting too addicted or sucked into the warp, if you will, of just like focusing on things that don't pertain to progressing in your regular life goals. So right now, I think that's where I'm trying to balance everything. But yeah. So thanks for sticking around. Thanks for watching. I greatly appreciate it. Just liking and subscribing, as well as just the fact that you're there. It's cool to be a part of this community. And maybe at some point I'd like to get back to Germany and not only play in Berlin, but play in Hamburg and play in Bavaria. I know that there are some big Ninth Age scenes down in that area, and it is a bit of a shame that I wasn't able to get down there during the time that I was in Berlin, but never say never. And to be honest, I'd also like to travel more with this in general. Like, I would love to connect with other people in different countries and just play some games, make some battle reports about it, and just have some fun if I find myself in other countries. I don't think I'm going to be in the United States for the rest of my life as well. It's something that I've always kind of felt, that I just don't feel like I'm going to be here long term. But then again, like, I have no clue. I truly have no clue. So right now, I think I'm just focusing on like, okay, where am I going to be at in the next year? So that I at least know is in the US. So that being said, thanks again to everyone for all the great fun and battles. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Ciao, ciao for now, y'all.